the most secure border we've ever had. Apprehensions coming across the border are the lowest they've been in 40 years. The Republicans, the opponents, no longer have an argument. And certainly we hear a lot coming from the Republican side that is absolutely out of touch with reality.
That was Hillary Clinton during last night's Democrat debate in Miami, saying it's the Republicans out of touch when it comes to securing the border because she says the border is secure. That's a curious statement given the fact that earlier this week, Pinal County, Arizona Sheriff Paul Babu stepped in front of the camera and had this to say.
What we see from this administration, from the Obama administration, is an actual reduction at a time we should be providing more support to secure our border.
Let's discuss our porous border with a knowledgeable panel. First, joining me here on the anchor desk, the former Chief of Staff to Congressman Walter Jones of North Carolina, Glen Downs, and from Newsmax Washington, the President of the Federation for American Immigration Reform, Dan Stein. Welcome to you both. And Dan, what about Hillary and her comments last night?
Well, good evening, JD. Listen, it's really remarkable to see the radical transformation of the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton's positions from 20 years ago. They have literally destroyed any center on the immigration debate, political center, because she's making arguments that are out of some other world, some other planet. Everybody knows that the border is out of control, that the system's been manipulated, that the Obama administration has dismantled interior enforcement, that they've stretched asylum and refugee policies to include half the world. We know that nobody's getting deported. And last night, both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton said if they're elected, they won't deport anybody, which seems presumptively disqualifying if somebody who wants to execute the law as the chief executive won't execute.
Yeah, to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. Glenn, there you spent so many years on Capitol Hill, the intersection of politics and policy. Bottom line on this with Hillary and Bernie, is this just a massive bring in the vote in terms of legalizing aliens on the parts of the Democrats?
Well, they're trying to obviously get the votes of people who are sympathetic to the illegal alien population here now. But they're absolutely terraforming. There seems to be a conscious policy of terraforming the electorate, to changing America and changing the American electorate.
And Dan, you know, the qualifier that Hillary uses and that Bernie Sanders uses, saying that only serious criminals should be deported, and sadly we hear this from establishment Republicans as well. Last time I checked, it's against the law to come across our border without authorization.
Well, you know, JD, Bernie Sanders may be one kind of an opponent for Hillary Clinton, but whether it's Ted Cruz or Donald Trump, in any public debate on immigration policy, they will destroy Hillary Clinton with those kind of assertions. I mean, we all know that immigration is one of the major political issues in this campaign. And what they did, Hillary and Bernie did last night, was define an extreme, destroy the center, and set up this whole election to be a bunch of ridicule, ultimately being targeted at both either Hillary or Bernie, whoever gets the nomination, because they are saying stuff everybody knows is not true. In fact, she's doubling down, saying it doesn't matter what the law is, it doesn't matter what Congress and the American people say, they can try to limit immigration till the cows come home, but the the executive can just let in millions and millions of people without regard to any court review, judicial review, or whatever the law says. No way anyone's going to get elected president taking an unsustainable position like that.
And Glen Downs, to be fair about it, it is not only these two Democrats running for president. Sadly, there has been a compliance, it seems, by the existing leadership, Republican leadership of both the House and the Senate.
No question about it. Listen, the power of the purse and the power of other constitutional weapons or tools that are in the hands of the first branch of government, Congress, have not been used. And that's what's got the Republican electorate so boiling mad at the establishment Republican leaders in Washington. They confess support for the rule of law, but when it comes time to doing something about it, there are no shows.
Dan Stein, 30 seconds to you. Obviously, on the Republican side, implications for the presidential election. Are we seeing the fault line develop with Trump and Cruz on one side and Rubio and Kasich on the other?
Yeah, no question about it, JD. Look, respect for law is the cornerstone of American citizenship. Fundamental fairness means if you play by the rules, you get to play the game. One group of people can't jump the line, rip off the system, scam the system, and get rewarded. It's a very clear political issue. The Republican leadership, year after year, made promises and broke them. They set up this scenario. The Democrats have served it up by moving to the extreme position, and now Trump or Cruz, whoever gets the nomination, is going to take it downtown.
Dan Stein, tonight from Newsmax Washington. Sir, we thank you for your insights as you continue to warn the American people about this. Glen Downs here on the anchor desk. We're going to ask you to hang around because we've got more politics to discuss. You heard what both these gentlemen had to say. Agree or disagree? Why don't you send me your comments at newsmaxtv.com/comments. Back with more right after this.